Hi guys, I just feel a very strange energy today, like really strange. There's nothing going on in my life, there's nothing different today that there wasn't yesterday, so it makes me feel like this is more of a kind of global thing. The last time I felt this was one of the last general readings I did, and I started saying I feel a strange energy, like energetically there's something up in the world, and it was just before everything kicked off with the war in Ukraine. And so I'm just wondering if there is something kind of global that may be brewing or something like that. There's a strange energy. Maybe it's just the astrology, but I kind of want to do a reading on it because it's niggling me. And I have personal readings to do. I've done some. None of them are due. None of the ones that I have to do now are due today. But I don't feel like doing those, but I feel like doing a reading. So obviously I feel like doing a reading for something or someone or a collective that isn't those people. Obviously I read for people whether I feel like it or not, right? When you buy a reading, and I'll get to them within the time frames. But there's another reading that I meant to do, and it's weird because I haven't wanted to do too many readings on the channel because I've been talking a lot about manifestation, but this is not going to be a pick a card. This may not interest people either. Like, it's going to be more of a collective message than something that might resonate with you personally. It's not going to be a love reading unless it really comes out that way, or a career reading. I want to know what's going on, like if there's an energy about something global. You know what's really weird, guys, is when in one of my last videos, I spoke about how I used to have another channel that I was doing when I was researching as an artist, where I did these kind of videos parodying the pick a card genre because I thought they were really constructed, although I was researching them and although I know they resonated. And in one of those videos I was doing, it was the Hermit one, I filmed it in a cave, and I was basically talking all about Corona just before Corona happened. So I do think, even though I thought I was just doing it as like a kind of performance, I was actually doing a really accurate reading that was global. So I do think sometimes I get a feeling of these more, obviously I do. Obviously I'm very psychic for myself and my family and people around me and friends and clients, but also sometimes you get a feeling as a reader of something more global or general. And I don't know, I'm intrigued. I might not even post this, but I want to see what comes up. Oh, I need to connect in. Okay. Also, I've been really interesting. I found something called the silver method. Have you guys done this? It's like a method of manifestation. It's amazing, but it's with a real spiritual twist where you go into this kind of like boardroom space in your mind where you can get anyone to come in and speak to you, so your guides, your ancestors, but it's also really good for opening up your clairvoyance. But it's basically manifestation techniques. You know, I love to learn. I've been doing a lot of learning, and this is something new I came across. But I wonder if because I've been doing so much of this and like opening myself up, I'm just feeling very like connected in globally at the moment. Anyway, let's connect in. So connecting into my angels, ancestors and guides, creating a temporary energetic cord between myself and anyone watching this video that it needs to find it across all time and space, past, present or future. Whenever they come across this, let there be something in this for them, but connecting into a more global communal space to see if there's any messages that need to come out or come through, or anything I need to know at this time. My gatekeeper guide, keeping me safe and protected, connecting into my higher self, my team of light, my angels, ancestors and guides, keeping a bubble of protection and my aura in place, intact and strong throughout the reading, closing down the energies, restoring the auric fields and wrapping us in universal love, light and protection at the end. I'll put a timestamp, 4 minutes 30, so people can skip through that. Okay. I'm getting static and patience, so it may not be something that's going to happen quite yet. What is it that we need to know? Is there something global energies at this time? I knew there was going to be a Tower card. Fucking knew it. So we've got the Tower. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. You know I'm like a real person as well as a spiritual person. The Tower is here. With the Emperor. The Emperor for me is like authority or structures or tyranny. It can be armies or patriarchy, anything to do with patriarchy. Of course, there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment to do with patriarchy and force and control in the world, everywhere. But with the Tower, I do see something being destabilized or something sudden happening, some chaos. I want to say hopefully it's something that topples this power, because this power in a negative side, in the shadow side, is not, it can be tyrannical, it can be forceful. It's like the masculine energy when it's running kind of a bit out of control and wanting to control. Because we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is a more feminine, grounded energy. This is not gender specific, and we're not talking about people here. We're talking about energies. I'm getting like a Mother Earth energy from this, or just a patient energy, but I wonder if there's something to do with financial systems. The Hierophant is also in reverse. Hierophant in the upright is kind of similar. It's about like higher structures, you know, higher systems. It's in the reverse. I wonder if there's going to be something that destabilizes markets, or, I mean, I guess that's already going on, but something that destabilizes some kind of status quo. But it does feel like there's a moving away from choppy waters into calmer waters, which I really like. There could be something to do with things overseas, or I don't want to say like invasions. I feel like there's enough of that, and like let's not put the energy out there, but I did kind of get it. But usually this is about moving away from difficulties into calmer waters. So it could be that there's a receding energy with this, because it feels like there's something to do with patience, and I got that before I even connected in. So it's weird. It's like sudden but slow. So something changing on a dime, but it taking time to trickle through. And it could be something that's to do with finances or stability in a more like structures, like the structures of a society. I don't really know about politics, so I hope you guys get what I mean. What do we need to know about global situation? I never usually do these readings, even if I feel it. Four of Pentacles, more Pentacles, saving. There could be something going on with markets. Like, it's such a weird thing for me to say. A reader that I really respect, New Path Tarot, did a reading where she did something extra at the end about about global events, wondering if there was a change as well. I can't remember what she said in that reading. She's great. She's one of the accurate and very helpful readers I've come across. But and she usually will comment in some of my videos. Guys might be interested in her channel. But it's interesting that she was picking up on this as well. It's not why I'm doing the reading, but I'm thinking of it. So this to me is almost like, but surely we've had enough banking crisis and oil crisis. I mean, that's not really a prediction, it's what's going on. But I do think there's some sudden change. What do we need to know about global situations? Is there something up energetically at the moment? Eight of Pentacles. That's again like the everyday. The everyday. In a more, if you want to apply this reading to yourself, there could be a big change in how you're making your money. And you could be thinking about the way you're making your money. Maybe thinking about whether or not you want to save money. Maybe you've been saving money, or you've had a bit of a lack mentality, and it's about like wanting to do something that's a bit more expansive and needing to be a bit patient on that. But the moon in reverse. I do think there is something that's coming to light about something financial. globally or more to do with the collective? What do we need to know currently? King of Swords. It's another masculine energy that can be quite defensive or like guarded. But the Two of Cups is here, which is really nice. This is more reciprocal energy. It could be that we're coming to a time like something is destabilizing to make way for something that is a bit more equal give and take. I'm wondering with this card though if there's some kind of alliance that's about to happen between two countries or overseas things working together on something. In this, oh, with the Six of Swords again. That does seem like it could be a yes from the universe about my inkling on that. That someone is about to join in on something. It could be that it's this kind of, it creates some kind of ending that is a necessary ending though. I'm not saying there's going to be like, I don't think this is in necessarily a bad way, but it feels like it could cause a big change that is quite destructive, but in a way that makes way for something to be... It's like the Ten of Swords and the Tower, they both need to happen in order for there to be better things. Someone could be giving money to something as well, or there's finances involved in this. Someone could be financing something. Oh. What is this about? Two of Swords. Maybe an end to conflict. The Star and healing. So, okay, the Star card always comes after the Tower in the tarot deck, and it needs to because it's healing after chaos. But I do think there's a little bit of chaos that happens still before that. This is things at a distance. I'm getting a big water vibe from this. So water could be very crucial. Something to do with sea or water or things happening with water. I'm very intrigued by this. Sorry, guys. Let me see, whenever I'm like not quite sure, like if I'm reading for myself, I'll use this deck. Sometimes I need to read from the book. Usually it sums things up beautifully. It's the Dark Moon Astrology Guide. Or, yeah, Dark Moon Astrology cards. Is there something globally we need to know about? Sun, Spirit. And Air, Aquarius, I know. Aquarius is that star. Well, it looks like that star energy. Aquarius is the Star card. And the Sun is optimism. So it feels like healing and optimism. So I don't know why I'm getting an anxious energy with it. It might be that something that happens seems like it's not going to be good, but then it leads to actual healing. It's a weird reading, I know, guys. But whatever, I mean, I might as well do it. Expect to be tested and shown waves of the future. Waves again. Yeah. Is this... What tarot card does this equate to? The Star, yeah. Ruled by the planet of sudden insight. Natural aptitude for genius. Facts and knowledge far beyond the scope of other signs. Okay. Seers into the future as they're ahead of the game. And they're accurate visions of things, how they will be. Oh my God, I can't read. Accurate visions of how things will be in the future. So maybe this is to say to me that this is an accurate reading. They will fight long and hard just to have the freedom to stay weird. And they fight for the rest of us to stay weird as well. Maybe this is about something that's bubbling up. There has been a lot of patriarchal attempts to control, attempts to dominate, violence, aggression, things going backwards, things becoming an absolute mess globally. I don't want to add to it by like talking about it. You know, we all know what I'm talking about everywhere in the world, right? it could be that there's something that happens as a result of that, like people rise up in some way or join together to fight against it, and it causes chaos, but it leads to, like, because this is almost like people standing up to defend other people. That's maybe that energy of the Two of Cups, someone else getting involved in a fight to help, is the feeling I'm getting. They will fight for the rest of us to stay weird. Whatever is taboo or outlandish appeals to them. If only in the imagination. They are often artists, inventors, or writers. Okay, what do we need to know? You can be assured friends and friendly alliances are about to help you achieve your goals. I wonder if... I don't want to make this about the war in Russia, okay, guys? But I'm thinking it. I'm also thinking about what's going on in America with, like, what's just happened to like women's rights to choose and stuff, okay? It feels to me that there could be some kind of friendly alliance that happens with the Two of Cups and this card and what I was saying, which is helpful towards healing. But it might seem like it's about to cause serious drama when it first happens. You know, like if NATO were to get involved in the Russian war, which to me is like a scary prospect, or like if, you know, something like that. I'm not saying that's what it is because I don't know, and it's, you know, it's just me exploring what this energy is. It could be something like that. It could be like people protest against what's happening in America and it seems like it's going to cause like chaos, but then it helps. Do you see what I mean? It's something like that where it feels like it's a good thing, but it could cause chaos, but it could be helpful, and it's about alliances. And maybe this is more like a reading to say we need to form alliances and help each other at this time. I don't know, but it's interesting. Friendly alliances about to help you achieve your goals. You're about to meet a group of people who become involved in organizations that will support you in unusual plans and ideas. A family group, ideas of the crowd. It could also be that there's something that happens within a group setting. You could consider yourself to be the idealistic Pied Piper at the front of your group. Okay. This can also be a card about transgender people, by the way. So it could be something to do with like LGBT rights and things like that. Or, you know, it could be that there's something that a certain group, minority group, like say in America, what's happening at the moment with like the women's rights to choose. It could be that there's like another group that is not affected by it directly, but who identify with the idea of like the minority suffering or the minority having their something eroded from them, or just one group of people, and it's like they help to fight. You know, it's like in feminism, a lot of feminism was helped a lot by like black communities in the beginning, or gay communities, because they could identify that there was someone who was being oppressed. Do you see what I mean? And they could identify with a similar feeling, and they would help, even though it wasn't directly their fight, they would still help, or they would want to everyone to have rights. Do you see what I mean? It's something like that. Okay, yeah. So it leads to awareness and success. Sun Spirit is a really positive card. So this all feels quite positive. The sun is our spirit, our personality. It represents, along with Uranus, the animating flash of life. And Uranus is very much like the Tower card. Oh no, we don't have the Tower card, but we had the Tower card, which is Uranus. So it's similar. So it could be like a sudden flash of understanding or illumination that happens as well. Who we essentially are. The sun rules over the condition of our bodies. It is return to the light, the ability to transform and rise again, health, vitality and dynamism, our strength and where we put focus. Universal spark, spirit that enlivens the body. The desire to bring on the outside what exists on the inside. It is life made manifest. I wish to live. I want to thrive. It adds an encouraging spin to any reading. My healing hearts have stopped. The sun is all that's good. It is positivity that triumphs anything negative. Okay, great. So it feels like whatever this shift is going to be a positive shift. Weird, my phone is like going crazy. Spotlight on your life. Progressive energetic card which foretells of prodigious things. Matters will be going away, but leadership on your part will be necessary. It's time to act and take your place in the sun. Showing majesty, being king or queen, royalty, being noble, being regal, a return to life. Resurrection, good feelings. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, so this is good. This is good. It feels like whatever I'm feeling is a positive change, but something that is somehow shocking and destabilizing. Second house, owning. And it may destabilize things that are to do with money. So it could be that something happens in the world that is good for the world, that is good for bringing peace, bringing harmony, or, you know, regaining some kind of like liberty or something like that, right? It's like, it's good. It's a good thing. It promotes healing, but it may destabilize something else like financial markets or something like that. I'm getting like chills about this. It's weird, guys. It's really weird. Let's see, what do we need to know about the current world state? New life. It feels like there is a new beginning coming. Current world state, or what I'm picking up on, deep knowing. Eclipse energy with this card. For me, it's like change that it needs to happen. Exchanging gifts is like the Two of Cups and this idea of people coming together. I think something's going to happen where people come together. Yin is very feminine energy, but again, it's water. This could involve something to do with water, seas, ports, something like that. Not for you is interesting because that's a game playing energy. So some attempt at game playing maybe is not the way forward with this. What is the not for you about? Peace. I think we're going towards, this is super weird, guys, I know. I think something might happen that seems destabilizing and worrying, but ultimately will lead to peace. I mean, I don't know if we can have, well, let's try and manifest world peace, but peace in whatever situation this is about, or starts towards peace. What do we need to know about this? I think that's too many. What do we need to know about this situation, this weird reading I'm doing? Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives connect with nature. Something to do with nature and the land. I mean, grounding is a good idea for everyone. Could be a message for me to ground if I'm feeling like, if you guys are feeling the energies of the collective, there's something up energetically. I said it to a few clients. If you're feeling it, ground to help protect your energy so you're not getting too much of it if you're empathic. Where are you being called to journey to? Again, the sea, the water, something away, something overseas. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Maybe travel is going to be disrupted in some way. Maybe this thing is not quite yet. I do think it's not quite yet, whatever I'm talking about. But I also think that maybe a way is being blocked that is not right. I get Tower card vibes from that card. The Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. The Age of Light. I mean, I don't want to do a totally woo-woo reading, guys. But is there something that's going to lead to people kind of waking up a bit? Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Working with their intuition more. Also, maybe at this time there does need to be people who are kind of trying to lead a way that is more, I don't know, in touch with this kind of, that energy. I mean, I really, this is not the type of reading I like doing, guys. It sounds so crazy, doesn't it? And almost like we don't want to get into weird, like we are spiritually superior kind of, I hate all of that. Like, but it does feel like there needs to be a connection back into heart space at this time. It's such a weird reading. I might not post this reading. It's very strange. Is there anything else we need to know, though? A win-win outcome is forecast. That seems like very peaceful, balanced energy. A new romantic cycle begins. I'm seeing that more as like a feminine cycle, like a new, more feminine cycle. But we've got Libra twice, which is balance and fairness. Something might balance out. Luck is on your side. Can we get a message for how this energy affects people watching this video in a more personal way? What are we talking about here? Things to do with how you're working. Things to do with how you're working, how you're investing your time and energy. Things to do with power structures, systems, the status quo. Religion, governments, things like that. Things to do with justice and the law. Justice coming in. Maybe financial, some kind of financial overhaul. It's so weird. I do think it's going to have a personal impact on people, not just a global thing. There is some kind of sudden thing to do with finances or material things to do with laws or the status quo that seems like it's shifting. It feels like some kind of heavy burden is going to be released, and there is definitely Six of Swords again, a move towards calmer, peaceful times. And why is this intuitive energy connected with this? Well, I guess the High Priestess is like that priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? It's similar energy, but she holds the dualities of the light and dark. These, I think they're the columns of Heraclitus, but don't quote me on that. I mean, I could read from my guide about what it is that I wrote about. I'm being called to do that. I'm going to get my deck of cards. Sorry, this is a super weird reading. Wait 1 second. Let's actually use my deck as well. But let's see the High Priestess, what is written. Because I was shown it. And I don't know this off by heart because my father wrote it. He's a Jungian psychoanalyst. But the dissolution of water. I do think water is important, okay? Somehow. She is, and water is feminine energy. She's portrayed between the two pillars of Heraclitus, those of construction and destruction that together give rise to creation. Okay, that's why it's told me to read from this. Something that seems like destructive energy is going to lead to a new creation that I think is more peaceful. She holds much of the spirit aspects of the anima archetype. She bridges consciousness and unconscious, light and dark, positive and negatives. She is the veil between the known and the unknown, which is linked to powers of prophecy, divination, and inspiration. She is ruled by the moon, itself reflecting the light of soul and transforming it. Linked but separate entity from the masculine, fluxing, mysterious, the unknown aspects of nature. She embodies the female spirit linked to Sophia. Intuitive insight, wisdom, arcane knowledge, and emotional empathy. In the process, the development of the self is subject to forces of construction of new identity and destruction of old identity, ways, and paths. This gives rise to a continuous yet fluxing creation of the new, illuminated through an empathic female light or lens. It's what I was saying. It's like there's a a move towards feminine energy that comes through some kind of sudden destructive force that actually, or not necessarily destructive, sudden, unexpected, maybe seems chaotic, but it leads to more feminine energy. It might be that we're entering a time of more divine feminine energy for the world. The masculine is moderated and softened. I do think that there's going to be a softening in some of these energies. The interplay of the conscious and unconscious, light and dark, self and shadow gives rise to self-mastery, exploration, intuitive understanding, prophetic dreams and thoughts that herald potential self-development and potential futures. Okay, let's just get one of these cards as I got this out. Star card again. Healing. Healing coming in. Star card is like after the tower, there is healing. It's like after the destruction comes... One second. Come in. Thank you. Thank you. Super weird. Something's definitely going to happen because the delivery just came, which always means something's going to happen or some news is going to come in or something. Anyway, this is about healing after trauma, basically. So I feel like whatever is going on is going to bring healing, but it's just interesting. I wonder what's going to happen or what this is about. I'll read you this. Purification by water. Again, water. Maybe something happens with some kind of water that seems shocking, but it leads to peace. I know this is like a super specific, weird message, but it's what I'm getting. The stars and Melusina, from whose breasts emerge the two life streams of life-giving fluid, blood and milk. She comes in the same category as the nymphs and sirens who dwell in the watery realms. Melusina was originally a nymph who was seduced by Beelzebub into practicing witchcraft. She descended from the whale in whose belly the prophet Jonah beheld great mysteries. The birthplace of Melusina is the womb of mysteries, the unconscious. Water spirit and anima, again, it's female archetype. Variant of the mercurial serpent, sometimes represented in the form of a snake woman. She is thus anima and feminine aspects of spirit with aspects of Mercurius. This phase represents contact with the self, with hope, optimism, new life and possibilities. And we had the new life card. There is further work on the shadow, allowing the development of the new self, as the archetypal self and shadow are in a reciprocal unconscious relationship. Steep healing. Okay, so this is good. So what I'm feeling is maybe not a negative worrying thing. It's just a sense of something changing. Final thoughts, please. Love it. Temperance, again, healing water energy, and the Magician. Manifestation, action, having everything at hand, blending all of the qualities. It feels like there's an empowering move towards peace and purity. Not purity in a like puritanical way, but more like a kind of spiritual kind of, you know, it's like light after darkness kind of vibes. Very interesting. I do see the sunflowers on this card. I do wonder if it's some message like that. Two of Wands. Something at a distance. From me, obviously. Massive transformation. There's massive transformation coming in. To have some kind of new beginning. So I think what we can take from this reading is, I don't know when, and it might not be for a while, but if something sudden, shocking happens, there, it's going to lead, although it might seem unrealistic at the time, it's going to lead to stability. Let's get a message from here, this book I found in the street the other day. Oh my God. If you live close to a lake or pond, why not try your hand at skimming stones across the smooth surface? A calm sea is also ideal. As you focus your body and mind on the task of flicking the stones out across the water, your everyday niggles and worries will fade into the background. If you like, you can assign a problem to each stone and wish it farewell with love as it skates away and slips into the deep. Go into yourself and see how deep the place is from which your life flows. That's a Rainer Maria Rilke. I love Rilke. Again, with the water may be very healing and it may be very significant. I don't feel like I'm done yet. How long is this? Quite long. I mean, if people want to listen, they'll listen. It's like a weird reading. Let's just go with it. Is there anything else we need to know about this? Rainbow. Connect to spirit in nature and orb and ground yourself. Okay, there's a big emphasis on nature and grounding. Rainbow is obviously very optimistic. It's like after the rain, there is the rainbow with the sun, you know. These usually give little rituals. But let's see. A combination of many colours together, powerful, regenerating energy. Lighten up and feel happier and more alive. It opens to the mystical realm, connecting you to spirit, fairies, angels, and creativity. Go to a park, look around, and find a tree that attracts you. Stand still and focus within, feeling the tree's pull as it beckons you. Walk over to a tree and place your arms around it. I literally do this like every morning after I jog. I go and hug a tree. Actually, there's a tree I lean against, and the angel number on the tree, because the tree has a number on it, and it's like an angel number of manifestation, and I only looked at it for the first time the other day at 11:11, and it was like, whoa. But I go to this tree every day and like stretch out and ground and ask the energy, the tree, to remove the positive ions, replace them with negative ions, ground me, ground my manifestations. We may need to all ground, especially if you're feeling this weird energy at the moment. Ground. I mean, especially because like that is a tree again. Maybe something happens with a forest or water. Anyway, walk around the park, smell the flowers, listen to the birds sing, smile, take in the beauty of nature. Visualize a rainbow and allow it to bathe your body, strengthening your connection to nature and the divine. Okay, talk to the fairies and ask them to help you in any areas of your life where you need assistance. They are great at manifesting. I was just saying that. Divine intelligence, please allow me to connect to the fairy kingdom and awaken my vitality, aliveness, and divinity. And grounding, we all know about grounding. Feels like anyone who's trying to manifest as well, doing some grounding work is really important. And say you wanted to manifest in a way that is about like a more collective global thing, why not try grounding to help you with that? Let's get one of these, which I love oracle cards, so it doesn't really make sense, but I was told to get them. So what is there a message for the collective? Simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. And look, it's someone in this forest with these animals. So nature is important somehow here. Anything else? You are limitless. You can do anything you choose. So we need to believe in that we are limitless. It's interesting, these are all love cards, but none of the ones that came out were love. It's about knowing that we are all limitless, that things can change, that there is, like the act of kindness could be this thing of people coming together somehow. It feels like something's going to come together. This is such a strange reading, so I'm sorry if it's a weird reading, but you know, I just do the readings I'm told to do. Like, I want to get one of these. I keep trying to close it down and they're like, nope. Hierophant. Again. Power structures. Two of Swords. Things in opposition. Ten of Cups. Family. Child. Children. A baby growing. A birth of something new. It could be something to do with the Roe v. Wade thing, with this combination of just what I'm looking at in terms of like traditional structures of power, conflict around this, some kind of like stalemate or like, I don't know, and then, I don't know. Eight of Rods, but it feels like there's going to be movement forwards with something. Maybe I'm just over reading for this now. I feel like things are going to improve. Like, I don't know how or when or in what context, but it feels like that there's anxiety in the air at the moment that I don't want to say that it's anxiety that there's no reason for it, because there is, but it's always worse than it could be, you know? High Priestess again, it's like connecting into the intuitive feminine energy is the way through this. Some kind of help or assistance is going to be given. There is going to be some like sadness and heartbreak though, like Seven of Cups. Multiple different ways it could go. It's a very strange message. I know. Will I post this? Something transforming, death and rebirth. Can we get like a card for whether or not I should post this reading? Should I post this reading on my YouTube account? King of Discs, Six of Rods. Six of Rods is public speaking. It's like speaking in public. Ace of Rods is new creativity. King of Discs, I mean, these are cards to say. Eight of Rods, they're yes cards. They're yes cards. Should I post this video? Okay guys, I'm going to post it. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. There must be something in it, even if I don't know if I might have touched on a multitude of things. It's not just maybe one energy I'm getting. I think there were also maybe messages in there for specific people who might watch this. But there's obviously something in this that someone needs to see. I don't know. It's weird. It's super weird. I'm going to post it. I think this is the weirdest reading I've ever done in that I have no idea what, like, I'm reading about or why I'm called to do it, but I am. Let's get, as a final message, something from the Little Book of Confidence. A strong support system really helps. Cultivate the sort of friends who make you feel good about yourself and who encourage you to go for it. It is amazingly empowering to have a circle of supportive and loving friends. I'm telling you, something to do with a group coming together, helping, giving allegiance, coming in, supporting is going on here. Anyway, I'm going to close down the energies, restoring the auric fields, wrapping us all in universal love, light and protection, severing any temporary energetic cords, releasing me from anything. Thank you, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, anyone that came through to help in the reading. I don't know when I'll do another reading, but I'll make it a pick a card reading that people will want to watch when I do my next one. That will be a bit more lighthearted and fun, and of course manifestation stuff and things like that. All right, guys, much love, light and positivity to you.